Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that goes far beyond ordinary celebrity gossip. It's a brave confession, a painful truth that has come to light and is shaking up social media. Sara Accuses, without cameras or makeup, opened her heart during an intimate dinner with a friend. Through tears and firm words, she made clear what many already suspected. Her relationship with Can Yaman was marked by control and manipulation. "He makes me feel guilty for things that are not my fault," she said, looking at her friend with teary eyes. But the strongest moment came when she said it clearly. Can is a manipulator. That phrase, spoken without hatred but with determination, set off a storm. Sara explained that for months she had felt silenced, as if every step had to be approved by him. Every emotion, every decision, everything went through Can's filter. What was once love had turned into fear and doubt. And although there had been rumors of tension for weeks, this confession truly broke the silence. Social media exploded. Some praised her courage, others accused her of playing the victim. But the truth is, her words touched a deep nerve. Can, for his part, didn't respond directly. He just posted a photo with a cryptic phrase, "The truth always finds its way." Since then, total silence. It is said that he cancelled several commitments in Italy and has taken refuge in his closest circle. Some say he's hurt, but focused on his career. Sara, on the other hand, is rebuilding. She has started therapy, received support from her family, especially her sister, who traveled from Berlin to be with her, and she's considering a job offer in Madrid. Everything indicates that this breakup is not temporary. It's a break from the past, from a kind of relationship she no longer wants to repeat. "I don't want to keep losing myself to save someone else," she declared. And this time, her eyes weren't crying. They were shining with strength. In Can's environment, no one wants to talk about it. His team insists that he will handle everything privately. But the public no longer waits for statements. It wants respect. It wants clarity. Because this story, which began like a fairy tale, now seems to be ending without reconciliation, but with truth. And sometimes, that's the only dignified way to close a chapter. What I admire most about Demet is not her beauty, nor even her talent, both of which are undeniable, but her strength. Because in the midst of a media storm that tried to drag her down, she has managed to stay strong, silent, and dignified. While many gave their opinions, while others fell into scandals or rushed decisions, she chose silence. And sometimes, staying silent is a courageous act when the world expects you to explode. I don't know how many people could have endured what Demet has lived through in these last few years. The media pressure, the expectations of the public, and on top of it all, a past relationship that refuses to let her go. Because yes, the shadow of Can Yaman is always there, in every interview, in every public appearance, in every inquisitive look, as if she were responsible for what he's going through now, as if she had to carry the weight of decisions that weren't hers. And yet she has moved forward. We see her working, committed to her projects, reinventing herself, not through scandal or drama, but through consistency, through self-love. That doesn't mean she hasn't suffered, quite the opposite. I'm convinced Demet has cried in silence many times, that she has doubted, felt anger, helplessness, sadness. But she didn't make it public. She didn't seek pity. She didn't use her pain for attention. And that, in a world where everything is exploited for a few minutes of fame, is admirable. Demet represents many women who have been criticized for choosing peace over a stormy love. Women who have been judged for not staying where they were no longer happy, for not sacrificing themselves for someone who didn't know how to value them. And now what? Is what's happening to Can also her fault? For leaving him? For not going down with him? How absurd. I can't help but respect how she has handled everything. While some expected a scandal, a fight, an explosive interview, she responded with work, with presence, with new projects, with a smile that, even if it hurts on the inside, shows she refuses to be broken. Her life is not defined by an ex. Her story doesn't end because someone else chose a different path. Many forget that behind a famous actress is a woman who loves, who suffers, who makes mistakes sometimes, but who also learns. And Demet has learned. I see it in her gaze, in the way she speaks, in how she has distanced herself from everything that doesn't serve her. Not out of pride, but out of necessity. Because there are battles that are not worth fighting, and there are people, no matter how much you've loved them, that can't be saved if they don't want to save themselves. Demet is not perfect. She doesn't have to be, but she is an example of how to rebuild from calm, of how to make difficult decisions and stand by them with integrity, of how not to respond to hate with hate. And honestly, I believe time will prove her right. Because while others get stuck in vicious circles, she continues to move forward, step by step, firmly, without making noise, but leaving a mark. I wish more people saw the full story, not just the headlines, not just the rumors. Because if there's one thing that's clear, it's that Demet Özdemir has shown that real strength isn't about shouting louder. It's about knowing when to remain silent. And sometimes, the greatest love is the one you have for yourself. And that, no one can take away. To me, Demet is a symbol of growth. One of those human beings who choose to grow even when it hurts. Who choose not to look back even when the past tries to haunt them. And that doesn't make her cold or insensitive. On the contrary, it makes her strong. It makes her free. Sometimes I think the bravest thing Demet has done wasn't leaving Khan or rejecting an apology. It was choosing the hardest path. The one where you don't give explanations, where you don't play the media game, where you live your truth, even when the world wants spectacle. That's why every time I see her on screen, in interviews, or simply walking with that calm she's learned to cultivate, I can't help but admire her. Because in an industry that devours privacy, she has managed to protect hers. Because in a world that demands reactions, she offers silence. Because where others scream, she breathes. And even if many don't understand it and remain attached to what once was, I understand her. Because I too have learned that sometimes the most powerful thing isn't what you say, but what you choose not to say.